Last time on Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Ugh, such impudence. You'd best remember, Bad, your salary review depends on me. Even Bad is afraid of the Von Karma technique of salary dropping. Hey guys, Raiden here, and welcome back to Edgeworth Investigations 2. So, last episode, not a lot actually happened, I have to say. Like, we did a bit more searching, we discovered some things about Delicia, and that was it. It was really kind of uneventful. One thing I did want to talk about is why videos are being kind of late, even though just last episode I'm like, I'm gonna start uploading on time, make sure everything's great for you guys. YouTube has been completely screwy lately. Like, I have struggled in uploading the last video for 2 days almost. Even when I finally got it uploaded, it put it in private, even though it was in public, so no one could watch it for like 5 hours. It's ridiculous, and things are absolutely broken right now. And on top of that, I have been like astonishingly tired for absolutely no reason. Could be because of the weather. Right now where I live, it's around 120 degrees outside, although obviously it's not that degrees inside, or else I'd be having heat strokes constantly. But yeah, I'm trying to muster up my best energy and record in my, full energy state. I guess I'm not really, like, I never feel awake, but I never feel asleep. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's continue with the adventures of Edgeworth and friends. Just kidding, Edgeworth doesn't have any friends. Oh, we're actually going back to Edgeworth. Oops. I guess I went on for a little too long there. Something like that happened. Oh god, my voice just cracked. I had no idea. None of the case files I read went into such detail. Well, I doubt there would be anything in there that would be inconvenient to the prosecution, especially with that Von Karma at the head. How did the investigation go from there? The desserts had disappeared from the victim's room, so the investigation hit a rough patch. Thanks to that, it took about a whole year before a verdict was handed down. 1 whole year. This is before the whole 3-day pre-trial system was established. Trials don't need to finish in the short amount of time that they do now. I see. Did they ever find out why the victim's dessert disappeared? Well, kinda. This dessert was like a candy ice sculpture made from sherbet. Since it was made from ice, the general consensus, was that it had melted. However, that might not be quite the case. What do you mean? This museum used to be Mr. Master's mansion, the stage of the IS-7 incident. And in this very place, they're exhibiting the sherbet salon from 18 years ago. The victim's dessert. Yep, though it could just be a replica of the original. That's why Uncle Ray had to come today to check it out. And for your old man, too. Now then, let's get a move on and check out that room. Forget about all that deep stuff. Pretty sure it's over in the Winter Palace. The Winter Palace should be... Huh? It's locked up. That's odd, they've already opened the museum. Mr. Shields, according to the pamphlet we received at the entrance, the Winter Palace is over here. So it's in a completely different room. Really? I could have sworn it was this one. Alright, let's scoot. We gotta confirm the truth of what happened 18 years ago. Oh, what is happening? Is that Damask over there? What the hell? Who is that with him? And there's a kid. April 2nd, 10:20 a.m., Zodiac Art Gallery. Winter Palace. Man, it's still as cold as ever. Uncle Ray's gonna freeze solid. It seems Winter Palace lives up to its name. It's like a freezer in here. With the light dimmed like this, it's almost as if the room itself is made of ice. I think the control panel for the room temperature is on the back wall. Miles, why don't you check what temperature it's set at for me? Uncle Ray's gonna give the curator a piece of his mind later. It's way too cold in here. Very well. But if you want to look around the room a bit, feel free to stay or freeze to your heart's content. Well, I mean, if it's all candy stuff, wouldn't that mean that it has to be cold? Why would you complain? Whoops, I accidentally just skipped that line. Damn, I'm good. I want to take some pictures of this place and show it to your old man. Understood. I'll go over here and push the button panel. What's up with you two? Well, how about this? I'll yell out, Master Mask is here! Yes, it's me, I'm Master Mask. Good, good. Wait, Ronnie, if you say that, you'll get arrested. Come on, if we don't plan properly, we won't be able to sell it. What are these two talking about? Oh, that's a neat little reference. Although, I don't remember the female. There's a boy with a school bag. Did he come to the art gallery by himself? Hmm? She even quit her job in order to run this museum. I don't really get it. Perhaps one of his parents knows the curator. Curator. I don't know why. I just figured that Edgeworth would say curator. Huh? Mr. Shields, I can't find the temperature control panel. Alright. They keep it where it's hard to find. Just one moment. Huh? It's locked. Makes sense. They wouldn't want the guests changing the temperature themselves. Then why are you trying to do it? I'm cold. According to the pamphlet, the Winter Palace has a temperature of 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Ugh. Now that's cold. Uncle Ray's going to freeze to death. Guess I'll need to find someone to share body heat with, preferably a beautiful lady. Oh, are you trying to freeze me to death as well with those cold eyes? Of course not. Oh, it's one of those lamps. This rock salt lamp is lighting up the constellation chart. I see. Gemini and Taurus are the constellations that can be seen in the winter. Since this is the Winter Palace, perhaps that explains the winter constellations made of the sherbet. According to the pamphlet, the other places are made of crystal. But for the Summer Palace, I think it'd be more fitting if it were made out of shaved ice. Well, no, that would make it exactly the same as this room. You have a weird thought process, Edgeworth. So if I try to leave, what then? Miles, since we came all the way here, why don't you just take a look around? Well, since this room is so cold, I thought I'd go for a warmer room. If you're that cold, why don't you borrow my clothes? In exchange, I'll borrow your jacket. No thanks. Let's try enduring this all just for a little longer. There are two sculptures displayed here. These sculptures are replicas of the desserts that vanished 18 years ago. Impressive, huh? These sculptures made of ice. Yes. My father never got to see these ice sculptures. And now, 18 years later, I'm standing before them. Miles, sorry to bother you in your deep thoughts. I was actually about to make a joke, like, Miles, sorry to bother you in your flashback, but Ray did it for me. Could you turn this way a little? Like this. Yes, yes, like that. Oh, I knew he was gonna take a selfie, I knew it. Oh, look at Edgeworth there. I'm not sure if he's, like, disturbed or what. Mr. Shields, you're not... Say cheese! Mr. Shields, please don't take pictures of me. Sorry, my bad. Just wanted to make sure the camera works okay. That camera looks quite old. Yeah, well, that's because it's an old-fashioned camera. You know, an instant camera. Oh my god, I haven't seen one of those since I was, like, really small. Oh, jeez. It automatically develops the photos after shooting. Pretty cool, huh? Yes, I know. But I've never used one. You're quite the know-it-all. You really are the old man's son. Or could you move a bit? I want to take some more photos of the room. His face has taken on an unusually serious expression. He's probably thinking about the IS-7 incident. Man, I snapped a bunch, and they're already developed, see? He shoved them in my face before I could reply. Well, I have one more question for you, Mr. Know-It-All. Do you know what these two sculptures represent? Yeah, Gimni and Taurus. They're sculptures of Taurus and Gimni from the winter constellations. Oh, bingo! Not bad, Miles. That's why they call this room the Winter Palace. Uncle Ray is feeling generous today, so I'll give you a copy of this photo, too. Well, thanks? Don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Are these replicas of the constellation desserts that were made 18 years ago? Yeah, it looks like these two sculptures are also made out of sherbet. Uncle Ray's only seen the real sculptures in photos. But these sculptures look like the real deal. This was what you wanted to show me? Yeah. I think your old man would have wanted you to see it as well. I'm sorry Uncle Ray didn't have the courage to come here alone. Don't apologize. This is a good opportunity to learn about my father's case. That means a lot to me. So you want me to take another commemorative photo? No thanks! Aw, it's okay, Edward. You just take a photo. Miles, there's nothing left to look at. Fine, what's this? For some reason, a giant block of ice is on display. There's a description written on the surface. Castor and Pollux. Every December, a large meteor shower appears in the direction of these two stars. And so Master Mask. And then those two are being rather noisy and distracting. It can't be helped. I should go look at another exhibit. Oh my goodness, this reminds me of a weird... I don't mean to go into, like, story time here, but... I mean to... Ray, I'm not trying to leave, I'm just walking around. Not trying to go into story time here, but way back when, like a year ago. I guess not that long. I was at an art exhibit, and there was a bunch of dudes playing classical guitar, and, like, if you made the slightest peep, the security would come over and get super pissed at you. And like, holy shit, I have never gotten that much protection in any performance I've ever done. It was like annoying. Giant block of ice is being displayed here. It appears to be quite heavy. No, the inside must be hollow. On the surface, there's an image of the stars and a written description. The Pleiades, also known as the Seven Sisters, a star cluster that comprises a part of Taurus. But for all these stars to be grouped together as a cluster, the ways of the ancient people must have been very imprecise. Alrighty, now that I've got some pictures of this room, let's check out the other places, the palaces. I guess that's what he said. Might as well see them all, since we're already here. I suppose you're right. Ah! Another murder? That yell just now. It came from the fountain patio. Let's go, Miles. It's gonna be K. Oh, no. No, 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 no. You know, there's a dead guy on the floor, and I'm more worried about the fact that Larry is here. Oh, wait, maybe that guy's not dead. Oh, hey, that's the chef guy from way back when. Someone passed out on the floor, and that man there is... Larry, what are you doing here? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. What exactly happened here? Edgy? I saw something that no one should have to see ever again. Larry, calm down. Why is there someone passed out there? I didn't do anything. He just fell down all of a sudden. This man, he can't be. Oh, hey, those two are still around. Excuse me, but what is the matter here? You can't raise such a ruckus in the museum, boys. Wait, why is she still here? I thought she was a fake chef. Does that mean that, like, after the case or whatever, she stayed around to become a real pastry chef? Huh, or like an assistant? The scent is... Seems like he's still breathing, but this is a bad situation. Miles, it's not safe here. Get everyone out of here. Everyone, get away from this room right now. There's poison gas coming out from it. Wait, how did we come to that conclusion? I feel like we skipped something. I mean, just because the room smells funny and the guy fell over doesn't immediately mean poison gas, but I guess it's better safe than sorry. Huh? Why do you guys walk exactly the same? Just noticed that. Mr. Shields, how is the victim? It looks like he's breathed in a little too much of that poison gas. He's still unconscious. According to the doctor in the ambulance, there are no external injuries or any other wounds. Thanks to our fortunate timing, we were able to save him before he was far too gone. Too far gone. But he's not out of the woods yet. He's currently being treated by a specialist in the infirmary. I see. Mr. Shields is he an acquaintance of yours? Yeah, you could say that. He's Dane Gustavia. He was involved in the II-7 incident. The pastry chef. So he was involved in the case 18 years ago. At least the other guy's doing alright. Is he a friend of yours, Miles? Yes, you could say that. It's a fortune you're not hurt, Larry. What would this series do without you if you were just to suddenly die? Seriously, I dislike Larry so much. What? Wait, what's... You could say that's supposed to mean, Edgy. How could you treat a childhood friend like that? That's just cruel. And also, when I'm dressed like this, I'm called Laurice. Dunim? You know? So don't call me Larry, it's Laurice. I want to see his nameplate change or something. This man is Larry Butts. He's nothing but trouble. He's been one of my friends since grade school. Some time ago, he awakened to the calling of arts and assumed the alias of Laurice Dunim. But a Butts by any other name would smell just as much. Really? You two are childhood friends? I better report that to your old man, too. I'm sure it will bring him joy. He was always worried about you not being able to make friends. Good for you, Edgy. Aren't you glad to have a bosom buddy like me? I wish you died. In the first case of the first game. My father was worried about something like that. But anyway, what are you doing in a place like this, Larry? How many times do I have to tell you, Edgy? I'm Laurice. What are you doing in a place like this? Yeah, it's so clear at me when you talk. So you're going to tell me or not? Isn't it obvious? I've come here to study arts. I'm going to take Mandy on a date here, so I was just doing some scouting beforehand. Aren't you just using arts as an excuse to go on a date? Not bad, Laurice. Maybe you can introduce some pretty girls to me next time. Oh, now you're talking my language, dude. I think I'm getting a headache. By the way, Laurice, did you notice anything strange when you found the victim? Nah, not really. Nothing that would make you say, I saw something that no one should ever have to see. Oh yeah, that. I was just surprised when I saw that old dude fall down out of nowhere like that. I didn't do anything this time for once. Is that anything to brag about? Well, I'm glad at least I won't have to sift through his lies. Holy shit, he was annoying in the last case of, Investigations 1. He was lying so much, it just dragged on the case. He's one of the two characters in that last case, just dragged it on forever for no apparent reason. Visitors, we wish to deeply apologize for the disturbance. I'm the curator of this museum. My name is Catherine Hall. She's also one of the people involved in the II-7 incident. Hello there, Miss Kate. Oh, she actually does look a little older. Monsieur Shields, thank you for your continued assistance. She was the woman we saw at the reception, so she's the curator here. We apologize for the inconvenience, especially since it's the opening day. No, you don't have to apologize for a thing, Miss Kate. I almost forgot. Let me introduce you to someone. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory Edgeworth's son. Oh, Monsieur Edgeworth. What are you doing? Why are you... I forgot. The singing and dancing. Oh, how wonderful. I met the son after 18 years. It's an honor to meet you, defense attorney. Miles Edgeworth. Wow, that was amazing. You still got that golden voice, Miss Kate. Actually, I'm a prosecutor. Oh, so you are a prosecutor. My most sincere apologies, Monsieur Edgeworth. This woman is very polite, but slightly odd. I like her. Katie, can I get your autograph right here, pretty please? Yes, if you so desire. Why do you want her autograph? Hey, don't tell me. You don't know who she is. My, you really don't keep up with the entertainment news, do you, Miles? What? What is this unbearable atmosphere? Oh my goodness, I totally get that feeling. I don't keep up with any, like, celebrities or anything, so when I go out to talk with people and they're like, oh, this thing happened to this guy, I'm just like Edgeworth here, and I'm like, I just want to go back home and polish my cravats. I don't even care. She's a superstar actress who's been in tons of musicals and movies. She's a great singer, too. Currently, I am the curator of this museum. I've already retired from the stage. I finished filming my role for the last movie a few days ago. My co-stars also said that they would come here once I opened the doors. And here you are, Monsieur Artiste. I return this to you. Aw, thanks a bunch, Katie. I'll treasure it for the rest of my life. Well, well, looks like me and Laurice share the same interests. So I gathered. Larry, you said you're here to study art. Why don't you practice drawing as well? Since you're here at Miss Hall's Art Museum. Oh, it would be an honor to have Monsieur Artiste sketch our exhibits. Oh, I guess even you have some good ideas every now and then, Angie. I'll do a bit of sketching for Katie here. What an amusing person. Forgive the disturbance. Incidentally, who was the woman that you were that was with you earlier? Well, that was Madame Delicia Scones. She is currently assisting in the treatment of Monsieur Gustavia in the infirmary. Even though I said infirmary, since this is an art museum now, it's only a provisional. As I am the only staff member working here, I cannot take leave of my duties for too long. Delicia Scones. I believe we have heard that name before, Mr. Shields. Yep. Looks like the whole gang from the I-7 incident is here. Well, I doubt that's a coincidence. Monsieur Shields, Monsieur Edgeworth, would you care for some hot tea? Oh, Miss Kate's tea. Takes me back. Yes, if you please. This is the part where she poisons the tea and everyone dies. Now I must take my leave. I must explain the situation to the other visitors. Alright, thanks for everything. Oh, thanks for the curtsy. It smells like Kailton tea. I should drink it before it cools. Sorry if I sound weird, by the way, too. Like, allergies are awful. Oh, this is Kailton tea. It is of quite very high quality, and this aroma of citrus does wonders for your concentration, right? Your old man said the same exact thing 18 years ago. But the saucers back then were chilled. Today they're warm. Anyway. Don't you think this current situation is rather unusual? You mean how everyone involved in the case 18 years ago was gathered at the museum? Yes, I would like to be in charge of this case, if at all possible. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay? Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Shields! I came here as fast as I could when I heard that you were done in by the poison gas. No, Kay, I'm not dead. Oh, my sweet honey Kay, how about a hug after being parted for so long? No. Jeez, you're perfectly fine. I can't believe you made us worry so much. Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of bringing Kay here? I'm sorry, sir. I knew the gas was dangerous, so I tried to stop her. But no matter how much I ran and ran and ran and ran, I couldn't gain any ground. When it comes to running away, no one's faster than the Yatagarasu. But you weren't running away from here. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm all set, sir. We'll start investigating the crime scene. Since there might still be traces of the gas in the room, I'll have to ask everyone to wait here. Very well, I'm counting on you. Good luck in there, Flatfoot. Wow, Gummy's so cool, he's just like a detective. But that's what he is. Yes, Edgeworth here. Mr. Edgeworth, looks like the poison gas is dissipated, sir. Whoa. Detective calmly explained the state of the Autumn Palace. Yes, sir, I'll start with the exhibits. On the left, there's a statue of 2 people. On the right, there's a statue of an animal with 2 horns. A statue of the 2 people, a statue of an animal with 2 with horns. Isn't that the exact same thing I saw in the Winter Palace just a while ago? Also, the room is wet with water thanks to the sprinkler system. That also prevented the gas from harming anyone else. The sprinkler system. Was there a fire in the room? There are no signs of a fire, and the fire alarm hasn't gone off either, sir. Sprinklers in this museum are the kind that detects both smoke and fire. If it detects smoke, it'll send an alert to the security room. I think the poison gas might have set off the alarm in the security room, sir. Was there anyone in the security room at the time? The only one working here is the curator, Miss Catherine Hall, sir. She's been in the reception booth opposite the security room ever since the museum opened. Did Miss Hall turn on the sprinklers? The sprinkler system can only be operated manually from the security room, sir. If it had been automatic, it would have sprayed water all over the exhibits. Since the system is manual, the situation can be examined and the exhibits moved if need be. I guess there would be more priority over the exhibits than the building, only at a museum. It's way too cold in this room, sir. Isn't this supposed to be an autumn palace? Feels more like the dead of winter in here. The autumn palace is cold. I checked the thermostat earlier and it was set to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. I couldn't believe it. How would the autumn palace be set to the same temperature as the winter palace? That's about all I know for now, sir. If I figure out anything else, I'll give you another call. I see. I'm counting on you, detective. There's a lot of questions we have to ask, Catherine. Catherine? Is that her name? Hope I didn't just get that wrong. Or was it Katie? Yeah, it's Catherine. She looks... Oh, wow. I love how different their sprite looks when it's, like, zoomed out. Like, she looks super pissed off in here. She's okay. With Kay, she's smiling super hard, and she's still smiling. What did Gummy say? He said it feels more like winter in the Autumn Palace. I don't get it. I haven't been able to enter the room personally, but it should be possible to look inside after the police have finished investigating. I'd like to know what it's like in there myself. Isn't there anyone else who knows about the incident? Ah, there is someone. Miles' friend, right? Friend? Though he's such a nuisance, we have no choice but to listen to what he has to say for now. Where'd he go? Oh, he's just over here. Wait, you mean... Oh, you're here too, Kay. You're looking as cute as ever. Long time no see, it's Larry, isn't it? Okay, right now my name is Loris. I love how seriously he takes that. I'm an artist, that's why. Oh, so that's your pen name, Loris, the artist formerly known as Larry. Wow, you really are a good girl, Kay. Nothing like edgy here. But I am a good girl. I'm doing my best. Larry, I have many things I need to ask you. What's this? Don't tell me you suspect me again. You're gonna say because I was first on the scene, I must be the culprit, aren't you? I have never said anything like that. I only want you to tell me what you saw. You said you saw something that no one should ever have to see, did you not? But now I'm saying I didn't see nothing. I didn't do nothing. Probably. Oh my, he didn't seem so confident at the end there. There are somewhat troublesome circumstances surrounding this man. The saying, when something smells, it's usually the butt, still holds true 26 years on. One could say his tendency to attract trouble is legendary. It seems he's done something troublesome without even realizing it himself. I'll just have to try and extract the truth from him. Oh, so we're gonna go into logic chess with Larry. No, I don't want to go into logic anything. My goal is to expose whenever Larry is hiding. However, I didn't see nothing. I didn't do nothing. Why do you have so many chess pieces? You're an idiot. Larry is an extremely restless and troublesome man. Until he cools down, I'll just wait and see. First, I'll ask him about his goal. This isn't something I can't handle. Finish this quickly. Logic chess. Oh god, my voice. Why did you come here? What was your purpose for coming to the art gallery? What? Are you saying that I don't belong in the art gallery? Hey, if you're not gonna talk, hold that pose so I can paint your portrait. And I'll scribble all over your portrait I drew of you. Your paintings are all scribbles. I just want to say it. Larry, the statement you just made is full of problems. What's with you, Edgy? Is that the case? With all my... Oh, I wanted Edward to actually insult his drawing capabilities. He's suddenly serious. That was an unnecessary statement. I knew it wasn't right, but I wanted to know... Oh god, my light bar. I must read my opponent's reactions and feelings and strike with the right words. Why did you come here? Already heard all this. Wait and see. Already heard all this. Wait and see. I was just joking. I would never scribble over my paintings, of course. They're works of art, after all. I don't think any of your works would qualify as art. Don't look down on me. There are people who recognize my skills as an artist. Those people are blind. Mandy is my girlfriend, but it's really my painting she fell in love with. That's why I'll sketch anything my girlfriend likes. Then why are you here on your own today? So what, can't a guy with a girlfriend spend some time alone? Go spend time with her! Mandy said she's a chimney. I thought she'd be happy if I showed her a sketch of it on our next date. Do you really have that much confidence in the sketch? Well, I'm not so confident about this one, but I thought she would be happy if I did a sketch of her astrological sign. You came to see the chimney sculpture. I see. That's just like you. To impress Mandy, you came here to see the chimney sculpture, didn't you? What? How did you find that out? Wait, you were hiding that? Because you just unknowingly told me everything. Well then, I'm not saying another word from now on. He's finally decided to remain silent. In that case, I'll be more relentless in my questioning. I'll try to find out what he was doing here at the art gallery. Didn't we just find that out? I thought he just told us to our face. I'll expose his true motives. This shouldn't take long. What did you do at the art gallery? What did you do at this art gallery? What's with that glare? I don't really remember anything. I didn't have a pamphlet, so I just loitered around the fountain patio. Huh? What? I'm not gonna talk. I'm going back to my sketching. But wait! I was too passive there. I know he said I needed to be more aggressive, but still. That didn't really feel like a statement to bother pressing, like you forgot a pamphlet. Don't they give you a pamphlet at the reception booth after you pay the admission fee? Huh? Oh, is that right? So the admission wasn't free, huh? You didn't pay? Don't tell me. You sneaked in here without paying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do anything bad. It's just, there was no one at the reception booth. That's why I thought you could come in here for free. Miss Hall wasn't there. Miss Hall wasn't at the reception booth. Yeah, it didn't look like there was anyone on the other side of the desk. Come to think of it, Gumshoe did say something about that. Miss Hall was busy activating the sprinklers from the security room. Because of the incident, she had to leave the reception booth. Poor Katie. She went to all that trouble to open up the place. And now the art gallery's star attraction, the Winter Palace, is completely ruined. You know about the Winter Palace. You're certainly well informed about the Winter Palace for someone without a pamphlet. The Winter Palace is where your goal, the chimney sculpture, is located. You had your sights set on the Winter Palace from the beginning, didn't you? What? How did you find me out again? 'Cause you're an idiot. That's right, my goal was to see the Jimny sculpture. From the very beginning, the Winter Palace is the very reason why I came here. He confessed quite easily. You can never tell anything with this man. Next, I'll ask for further information regarding the Winter Palace. He may still have some fight left in him. I'll watch his reactions and extract the information I need. Oh boy. I have no more use for you. That's what I want to say every game to Larry. Did you enter the Winter Palace? Larry, did you also enter the Winter Palace? What's with that look of distrust? Sure, I tried going in, but you couldn't get it. You tried to go in, but you weren't actually able to, right? Yeah, that's about right. I wanted to go in, but then an old geezer collapsed. I was a little freaked out. It was because of the victim. So you couldn't get in because of the victim. Or because the victim of the poison gas had collapsed. Yeah, he fell right out of the Winter Palace. I'm sure the victim emerged from the Autumn Palace. If it weren't for that poison gas incident, I'd be in there sketching the Jimny sculpture right now. Larry must have mistaken the Autumn Palace for the Winter Palace. That aside, it seems his goal was to sketch the sculpture. Huh. This should be a useful clue. What did you see in the Winter Palace? Larry, did you see anything in the Winter Palace? You're still hung up on that? Wait, I say that I didn't see anything. Didn't I say I didn't see anything? I started to think it wasn't such a good idea to come to the art gallery. I need to leave soon to meet with my girlfriend. Perhaps I should try using that clue. You came here to sketch the sculpture for your girlfriend, did you not? I don't think you would give up that easily. Even after the victim collapsed, you could still see inside the room from the outside, right? Well, I may have gotten a tiny glimpse, but there's no evidence that I saw something scary in there, right? You saw something scary? My, I'm disappointed it turned out to be this simple. Larry, you saw something scary at the crime scene, didn't you? What? I don't even feel any sense of victory for defeating you at anything logical. Edgy, can you read my mind? In that case, there's no point in keeping any more secrets from you. Why do you keep lying? You just told me everything of your own accord. That was a complete waste of time, but finally it's checkmate. Logic chess complete. I had my eyes fixed on the Jimny sculpture. You've mentioned the Jimny sculpture many times now, but I don't believe the sculpture you saw was a Jimny one. But what? Was it a mirage then? Larry mistakenly thought he saw the Winter Palace. This piece of evidence shows what he really saw. Wait, what did he see? I don't actually understand this one. Take that! This piece of evidence shows what you really saw. You know, you really shouldn't put that much faith in your sense of aesthetics. If you'd like, I could teach you a thing or two about art. No, I don't need your filthy art. No, it's fine. It's not this piece of evidence. Larry mistakenly thought he saw the Winter Palace. But what he saw was not the Jimny sculpture from the Winter Palace. I must have evidence that proves that. This piece of evidence shows what Larry really saw. It was, it's not another thing we really have, so... Present! Take a look at this pamphlet. In the Autumn Palace, the Piscis... Is that actually how you say that, Piscis? I've never known. Capricorn, Aries, and the Aquarius sculptures are displayed. Incidentally, I can confirm that the Jimny sculpture is located in the Winter Palace. Therefore, the sculpture you saw could not have been the chimney one. I knew it. I expect him to be a bit more shocked at the news. I thought it was kind of strange. I know I saw a single goddess, and that transformation was no mirage. Transformation, you say? Oh, you're curious too, Edgy. Well, nothing for it. Nothing for it. Guess I'll have to show you. Show me? What exactly? I drew a picture of the very scene I saw back then. But I really can't believe what I drew. Picture? What picture? This one right here. What? What is this disturbing picture? Is that sculpture weeping tears of blood? Larice, this picture's scary. Okay, it scared me too. I just stopped for a second, like, who's Larice? Oh, I'm like, oh yeah, it's just Larry's bullshit again. This chimney sculpture suddenly transformed into a goddess right before my eyes. I couldn't help but scream. So the victim collapsing wasn't what surprised him. What did you mean when you say transformed? I don't really understand it myself. The lower half of his body just turned into a fish. A fish goddess? That would be the Piscis sculpture, wouldn't it? In mythology, Piscis represents the fish that a goddess and her son transform into. So really? Oh god, I can't wait for people like blow me on the comment sections for mispronouncing this person's name. So Piscis wasn't just a couple of ordinary fish? Edgy, don't think that the sculpture's cursed, do you? Those tears of blood turned the chimney sculpture into a fish. Preposterous. You simply mistook the Piscis sculpture for the chimney one. But why was it bleeding? Oh, you put the sketch in your organizer. Even a sketch like this can be used as a scrap paper after all. How could you? But it's strange. Why did only the lower half of the sculpture transform? Uncle Ray's a bit curious about what went on in the Autumn Palace. Indeed, I wonder if someone tampered with the Piscis sculpture. I don't even know where this case is going anymore. I thought we were going to be solving the old case, but now we're on the new thing, and it's just like, what is happening? Yes, Edgeworth here. Mr. Edgeworth, we finished searching the room. The poison gas isn't a threat anymore, so you can enter the crime scene. Right, good work, Detective. It seems we can enter the Autumn Palace now. Nice timing, Mr. Detective. Let's go right now. I want to see the Piscis sculpture. If Kay's going, I'm going too. I was planning on bringing him along anyway. Right then, let's proceed to the Autumn Palace. Walk, walk, walk. So this is the Autumn Palace. It certainly does resemble the Winter Palace. I'm waiting, sir. Oh, sorry, Gumtree, just cut off your dialogue. Aren't you that hairy butts guy? Wrong, I'm Laurice Dunim. Never mind that, Detective. Your report, if you please. Roger that, sir. We discovered a used gas canister during our investigation. The nozzle was still warm when we found it, so it may be related to the incident. Was it used to heat something? Was that ladder always there on the ground? It was probably used by the person who set off the poison gas. The poison gas was released when someone lifted the lid off that glass case, sir. Oh, I think I kind of understand what was going on. So whoever made the sculpture perhaps put poison gas in the bottom half, maybe? And that's why the fish part melted? If I understand, like, they put all the poison gas in either the bottom or the top of the sculpture, and then they had the lid closed. And what they did is they used heat to try and heat it from either outside, but that wouldn't make much sense. So they probably somehow heated it inside, and well, why would they need to do that? There's a thermostat in here. They could just raise the temperature. Oh my god, so many questions. All I know is the gas was probably trapped within the sculpture, and they had to release it somehow. It was either using that weird blowtorchy looking thing, or they just turned up the thermostat. It's kind of hard to tell, because the thermostats are such a big part of this case, but we'll see. We'll find out. The Pisces sculpture. Huh? Seems like you know about it, sir. Well then, do you know what the sculpture next to it is? Since we're in the Autumn Palace, it would probably be the Capricorn sculpture. As expected, Mr. Edgeworth. I thought it was a Taurus myself. I was thrown off as it was covered by this weird cloth. Oh, the fluorescent cloth. The fluorescent cloth. I wonder what it's doing here. Evidence from the I-7 incident. Wow, if Edgeworth knows about that, that means that Ray described that incident in great detail. No matter what it is or how it got here. Did that cloth just move? The sculptures in this room are all covered with this fluorescent cloth. And because they're hidden, it makes you want to see them even more. Let's take a look. I'll just get this cloth off. Dead body. Wow, they're beautiful. Oh, no dead body this time. Wait, that's the actual Capricorn. Wait, what? You don't think the transformation Larry saw was in fact the moment the cloth wrapped around the lower half of Pisces fell? See, Edgy? It was no mirage or a mistake after all. Hey, Miles. There sure is something strange about this room. It looks exactly the same as the Winter Palace we were in just a moment ago. Yes, I agree. Perhaps the sculptures were hidden to make it look like the Winter Palace. If you wrap the cloth around the lower half of the Pisces sculpture, it looks like Jimny. The Capricorn is a half fish too, hide the lower half and it resembles Taurus. The remaining two, which couldn't be altered with trickery, were covered up. The Autumn Palace was made to look like the Winter Palace. So it seems, Mr. Shields. It looks like we'll need to conduct an investigation in the Autumn Palace too. Oh, who just held it? No, 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 no. I thought I was done with you. First Larry and now you. Mr. DePest and Judge Courtney. Hey, 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 you guys again. This is a problem. You see, this is my crime scene. Mr. Edgeworth, please ignore it. It seems my power is insufficient. If you're here, then it would appear you still haven't understood my warnings. Just came to the exhibit. Furthermore, you know full well your reckless actions will cause trouble for that detective. In the name of the goddess of law, I must pass judgment. You've got it all wrong, pal. I was the one who asked Mr. Edgeworth to investigate. Really? Well then, Flatfoot, I'll have you do that. That? Yeah, that. Right. Cut your salary. Looking forward to your next payday? Always wanted to say that. You're the last person I want cutting my salary, pal. Hold it to best. I'm only cooperating with the police as a witness to this incident. Detective Gumshoe is not to blame. Huh, so that's how it is. Well then, should I be raising his salary? No, that's not what I meant. Don't do that. But it would be really nice to get my salary raised. Your mercy is deeply moving, Sebastian. But past transgressions must lead to future judgment. Prosecutor Edgeworth, and all in his company depart at once from this holy site. Wait, what? Why is this a holy site all of a sudden? But that's... we only just got here. The only one... the one given the goddess of law's blessing for this incident was Sebastian. In other words, Mr. DeBest is the prosecutor in charge of this case. That's right, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening performance is over. Besides, I've already got my eyes set on the culprit. What? Who, pal? Well, naturally. That artist. Me? Hey! What's going on, Edgy? Don't ask me. I can't understand his reasoning. If you can't understand how the best prosecutor thinks, it simply shows how inculpable you are. It seems he doesn't know what inculpable even means. I don't know what that means. That's right, Sebastian. Prosecutor Edgeworth is quite incapable. Oh, okay. I thought that was some word I'd never heard of. Yes, he's incapable. She's just nonchalantly correcting him. Don't underestimate my intelligence-gathering skills. I just came from the infirmary and asked the doctor there about the cause of the poison gas. And what was the cause? Some normal substance. What was the name? What was the name of it again? Justine, please. Hold on a second, I'll call the doctor to make sure. Since Sebastian is on the phone, I'll answer for him. In that case, why didn't you tell us before he called? The poison gas was caused by the mixing of two different types of chemicals. The names are normalium and fatalium. Oh my god. Fatalium. So what are those chemicals exactly? Normalium is a red liquid that is commonly used in everyday products. It can be found in paint and detergent, among other things, but is not toxic by itself. So you're saying that it's a substance readily available to anyone? Yes, but fatalium, on the other hand, is not so easy to obtain. This name sure sounds dangerous. What's it used for? It is the active ingredient of a white pesticide known as Megatoxin X. Jesus, that's like a video game poison. Fatalium itself also has the deep white color, but it's not readily sold in stores. It's nearly impossible to obtain domestically. Right now, we are looking into how this chemical was obtained. Poison gas data, jot it down in my organizer. Okay, I finally found the names of those chemicals. Judge Courtney has already told us. We don't need to hear it again. Fine then. I'll cut to the chase. You know that normalum from the poison gas is also used in paint, right? Today, out of everyone who visited the art gallery, the only one carrying paint was that artist. You're treating me as the culprit just because of that? I object to the red paint on the palette you're carrying. Hey, Edgy. Don't you think this prosecutor's kind of an idiot? You know you're in low standing when Larry's calling you an idiot. Indeed, although I've only known him for a short time, his logic is always absurd. Hey, don't ignore me. It's alright, Sebastian. They're only doing it because they're afraid of you. Oh, that's such a mom thing to say. Oh boy. Like the first star to appear at night, show us reasoning that shines the best. The first star shines best, not bad. Hey, you guys better listen up too. Oh boy. What is he even going to say? That artist was the first to discover the victim, so naturally he's the best suspect. Stop saying that. The poison gas was caused by normalium, a chemical found in paint, right? As he was carrying the paint near the victim, he would have had the best chance. The paint, also along with being the first witness, that pretty much proves he's the culprit. Pretty much. So what do you think, Justine? We cannot ignore the possibility. Well then, Mr. Artiste, please tell us the truth. Did you leave the red paint at the crime scene? Or else, did you cause the poison gas to go off? The only thing I leave behind is my bond of love with you. Please watch what you say. My gavel is already prepared to declare you guilty. Larry, stop saying dumb shit. But that's all I can say. Please pay no heed to this man's statements. Oh, wow. I think... Is that the first time I've heard his objection voice? I thought I heard it before, but I'm unsure. Hey, you guys. Ignoring my reasoning just because it's flawless won't do you any good. Oh, this character is too much sometimes. Mr. Edgeworth, if you've already admitted defeat, you should take your leave. Even though I don't really have time to deal with your ridiculous reasoning. Mr. DeBest shining logic. Oh, I love how it even makes fun of it in the game. Okay, I'm gonna press him on this one. Even if paint is the cause of the poison gas, that does not mean he's guilty. Well then, if the paint is not the cause, that doesn't mean he's innocent either. Now he's just trying to sound clever. And making what Edgeworth says won't make you look cool at all. Okay, please don't make my statements look bad. Now then, it's about time to wrap up my shining logic. The paint, along with being the first witness, that pretty much proves he's the culprit. Oh, that's what it is. Because he's only talking about one of the chemicals, isn't that right? Because you need both. Objection! Mr. DeBest, you are simply too simple. Mr. DeBest, your logic is more akin to a shooting star than a shining star. It shines the best like a shooting star, right? It may shine brightly for a brief moment, but then it burns itself out. The poison gas originated from inside the glass case of the Piscis sculpture. Exactly, so that's where the artist set off the gas, right? He used the normalum in his red paint. As your senior, let me give you a piece of advice. Listen to the explanations of others. The poison gas was caused by mixing both normalum and fatalium together. Or fatalium, sorry. The normalium contained in the red paint is not enough by itself. Really? But I thought I heard that normalium caused the fatality. Don't tell me you just misheard the forensic report. Darn it! By the time Larry discovered the victim, the room was already filled with poison gas. It's time for you to realize how incapable you really are. Hey, what do you mean by incapable? You tried to use that word earlier and you still don't know what it means. He means to say you are lacking in ability. Incidentally, inculpable has a completely different meaning. I get it, you're making fun of me again, aren't you? I'm merely saying you were incapable in your investigation. Before you insult Sebastian, I still have some doubts about your own statements. What kind of doubts? For all we know, Mr. Artist could simply have entered the Autumn Palace at an earlier time. That's true. Moreover, do you have evidence that the red paint is unrelated to the case? The most important thing now is not the red paint. It's the red normalium and white fatalium. Exactly how are these two substances mixed? I believe that is our main concern. Naturally. It was Sebastian's job to investigate that. Were it not for your interference, we would have found that out by now. What do you mean, my interference? You guys are the ones that came in here and started yelling at me instead of investigating. I didn't say you couldn't. Never intended to interfere. On the contrary, I'd like to cooperate. Don't tell me you're going to say you know the cause of the poison gas. How the poison gas started, I have something that may shed some light on this matter. Sebastian, do not fall for his bluff. Come now, it's fine, really. Let's hear what he's come up with. If you say so, Sebastian. Come on, show us. How did the poison gas start? Take that! Can you see this piece of evidence? Wow, I really didn't think that through. Has traces of poison gas's origin. Sebastian, don't get too close to Mr. Edgeworth. His foolish logic will make you dizzy. I find it poisonous and even guilty. Slow back away. He's actually backing off. Don't give up, Mr. Edgeworth. Keep using your poison tongue like you always do. I must have evidence that shows how the normalium and fatalium were mixed. The red normalium and white fatalium were mixed, huh? Okay, yeah. I should probably say the sketch here. Surely you're not saying that this was the cause of the poison gas. It seems even you've noticed it. Duh, it really stands out. Those red tears that Larry saw were undoubtedly normalium. Wait, how did they even know about that? Huh? Wait a second. If those were chemicals, does that mean a ghost set off the poison gas? I don't have time to play along with it. The red tears of normalium could not have triggered the poison gas by itself. That red liquid was mixed inside the case to create the poison gas. What? Just where do you see evidence that chemicals are mixed? It can also be seen in the sketch. Show the evidence that the two chemicals are mixed. The pink stuff on the floor, because white and red would make pink. Correct? Pink liquid can be seen flowing out from under the case of the Piscis sculpture. This is proof that the two chemicals were mixed. Hold on a second, I still don't get it. How does this show that the normalium and fatalium were mixed? Since we have a self-proclaimed artiste here, I'll let him explain. Larry, you fancy yourself an artist, so you should know about mixing paint, right? What do you add to red to make pink? Don't take me for a fool, Edgy. All of you know I graduated from middle school. You add white to red to make pink. It's common knowledge. Well, technically, there's rose pink, baby pink, and several others. That's enough. Now, do you understand, Mr. DeBest? Ah, that's how it is. By mixing red normalium and white fatalium, you get a pink liquid. Yes, exactly. Took him long enough. I see. Looks like Mr. DeBest finally gets it. No, I assure you he does not. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you have merely presented one possibility. Do we really know if the color was the result of the two chemicals mixed together? Furthermore, this sketch was drawn by the suspect. I cannot put much faith into it. I just painted what I saw. How could that be a lie? Mr. Artiste, I did not permit you to speak. So cold. That's part of her charm. Of course, I intend to bring the truth to light immediately. It would not be wise to jeopardize your position even further. Aren't you going to answer my question from before? How do you know that Mr. Artiste did not enter the Autumn Palace? If you cannot prove this, there is no room for you to argue any further. Hey, can we find that out if we talk to the victim, pal? The victim, Dane Gustavia, remains unconscious and in critical condition. Ah, that's right. Why? Well then, Sebastian, we'll be investigating the crime scene now. All of you please vacate the premises. Who said hold it? Larry? If you were to take a stand in court, you'd cause a lot of trouble for the presiding judge. Is there something you would like to say, Mr. Artiste? Hold your horses, Miss Cool Beauty. My name is Justine Courtney. Please don't address me by such a strange title. Oh, you finally told me your name. Pleased to meet you, Justy. I'm Laurice Dunim. But you can call me Laurice. Sorry, my voice is cracking all over the place. As I said, allergies are really bad right now. Mr. Artiste, please get to the point. I just remembered something I haven't had a chance to say yet. When I first got to this room, it was locked, so I couldn't go in. But then that old dude just suddenly fell through the door. It would appear that the palace rooms can be locked from the inside. But just because you say it was so doesn't mean the door was locked. Without proof, your statement holds no value. Objection. I can't get over that. Like, do you know who that sounds like? That sounds like the announcer for, like, Street Fighter Third Strike. It sounds exactly like him, actually. Well, why not let Uncle Ray prove it for you? What? After all, we can confirm the room was locked too. Right, Miles? Yes, I remember it well. The Winter Palace should be... Oh, it's locked up. That's odd. They've already opened the museum. Until the gas outbreak, no one could have entered this room. What now? Perhaps the suspect entered the room with the victim during the gas outbreak. As you can see, this man did not inhale any of the gas. If you examine his belongings, you'll find he wasn't carrying a gas mask either. Is that so? Well then, I have no choice but to agree. That was easier than I expected. Anyway, I presume this clears up any suspicion surrounding Larry. It seems Mr. DeBest's logic was off once again. Not exactly. I just didn't have enough information, that's all. Therefore, my reasoning was just before its time. He sure is a grand way of saying that things didn't work out for him. In that case, there is one more suspect who has yet to take the stand. Mr. Artiste, you are free to go. Huh? But I wanted to talk to you a little more, Justy. Overruled. Your cold demeanor leaves me mesmerized all the more. This other suspect is a pharmacist by the name of Delicious Scones. It would have been difficult for this artist to obtain fatalium from Megatoxin X. But a pharmacist may have knowledge of how to do that. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Sebastian,
It would be best if we brought her in quickly. Best if we brought her quickly? Sounds good. Leave it to me. Hey, Flatfoot, keep up the investigation.
Got it. I'm not sure if that was like a keep up the good work or just you work through my break.
Don't tell me. Judge Courtney suspected her from the very beginning. So Mr. DeBest's logic wasn't any help at all. Judge Courtney, just what is she thinking?
Is that it? You know what? We're going to continue this, I guess. Alright, well, I'm actually going to end this episode here. Thank you guys for watching. It's really weird because it's been a while since I've tried to do voices, and I think I'm starting to realize I may be sick as I started recording this. But I hope you guys are enjoying the series, despite, I don't know, despite nothing. I'm actually really enjoying the case so far. I'm really enjoying the characters that are involved. Even Larry this time isn't as unbearable as he was in the first investigations. Because the first investigations, that was just like my absolute burning point for him. That was like my hatred. But now it's not so bad, mainly just because it's not him lying mainly. It's him forgetting like, oh, this isn't important or something like that. And also he's just not completely being useless. He's actually doing some things too. So if you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you want to become a member of the Dust Brigade, just click subscribe. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Raiden out.